The next function I'm going to be looking at is creating a zero coin. This might not be really important to you right now, but there might be a use case where you might use it. So you just have to get a coin, a zero coin balance. You don't have any coin, it's just like creating zero, like zero money. It doesn't have any value. So to do that, let me just write in public fund and create zero coin. So this will be an empty coin. There might be a use case for it. Right now I can't think of in. So I'm just going to be passing it to actual context. And this will be immutable reference of text context. I think let me just call it type T. Let me just read the reg of type T. Then I will just come in and just create coin zero. Just like creating a zero coin and pass it to context. So what we can do, we can choose to return the zero coin or transfer. But let me just pass in a sequence. We're gonna make this type. See? And let me just put in a recipient. C title by space is correct. The base will be of type address. So let me just duplicate this function. There's no need. So let me just let's zero coin equal to this, and I can just come here and say transfer, and public transfer. Then I'll transfer the zero coin to the recipient. That's it. And the next function I'm going to be calling is the destroy zero coin. So you might need this maybe if you're writing your DeFi smart contracts and you also burn a zero coin. Maybe it moves, or maybe you have a zero coin, you want to burn it out, or you want to destroy the zero, maybe any zero coin that you have in your wallet or something like that. So here we create a zero coin, we're going to write a function to destroy the zero coin, which you might have in your wallet, or you might need that function in smart contracts. So this time you just like show you all the coin operations I can show you. Possibly that's why the video is so long. Got it in about 148 lines of code. So it contains all the coin operations you might need, that I would drop the link of the code down. I'll properly document everything and set up the codes link in the description video. So right now let's go to taking our zero coin, and it's going to be of type coin and T. So let me come here, pass in type T, and what I will just do, I can just come here and call the coin function coin display zero, or I can come here and say zero coin dot destroy zero. So anyways work. So either this, you should know about this, I've talked about this so many times. So either I use this coin and destroy zero, I pass it to zero coin, or we do this. The reason why we're able to do that is because this function takes in this zero coin as the first argument. So I can just do zero coin dot destroy. So anyway works. And then the next function I'm going to write is a get function, which is going to really get the coin value. So I can just write the public function again, and you can actually use this let me just write the function first, then Olex gets coin value. We might need your smart contracts, maybe your smart contract takes in a coin, you want to get the value and see maybe if it's getting this amount, just shooting, maybe you're writing a game and maybe you say it's the value of this coin, and this gives specific amount of points or rewards or takes us some certain action. So it's a very important function, which is the get value function, and this is going to be taking in our coin, and it's going to be an immutable reference because we're not going to be mutating the coin. So we just want to check the value of the coin. So I can now come here and say coin dot value. That's all, and it returns E64. So that's it's pretty straightforward. It's just like getting the amount. So if I pass in a coin of like 2 Sui, you also get the value. So it gives you a value of the coin. So mind you, it's like if this is 2 Sui, this one writing to multiply it by the decimal. So it's going to write return this. So this is 2 Sui. So be careful with this right here of smart contacts. Alright, so we got here. Let's write a device per contact. I can you see most of the use of most of this functions we're writing. Then one other function I'm going to be writing is the get coin balance. So I would do this now, and I'll add the balance into this function. We would say this savings stopped. So I'll be adding the balance there for you to see the use case of it. So most times when writing device per contact, you see it uses so public fund gets coin the balance. And I'm going to be passing on the coin, but this time it's going to be let me just pass on the coin and let's see. So today the coin balance now. Let me pass in type T here. Hey, I can now say coin balance, then I'll pass in the coin. So what does it return? Let's see what it returns. Let's balance, and let's call it balance is equal to this. So what it does that is it returns an immutable reference. So let me connect function. So it takes in an immutable reference and return back an immutable reference. So when I pass in coin as immutable, and this is the balance. So we can choose to return that. So let me just return it. So you can just return the balance, and it's going to be of type T. So we're going to be returning an immutable reference here. So I can just come here and return the balance. So you might have use for this, maybe also that gets the immutable reference of the coin balance. So let me just call it the coin balance immutable, and then I'll copy it again and get the coin balance immutable coin balance. So right here I'll pass in a immutable reference, and I'll call this immutable and balance. So a balance units. Yeah, the balance units. Yeah, now this now will now return the immutable balance. So I'll urge you to like play with these codes and find their different use cases. So you might not see some of this function, not see the easy, but when you start solving some progress, you now start looking for some functions of this on instance. You will now see the use of some of these functions I'm showing you right now. So the next function that we're writing is converting a balance to a coin. So now let me write function because it's balanced coin. So I'm converting a balance into a coin. So one of these use cases, maybe when I want to withdraw from this savings, you know this is a balance. So if I withdraw from it right now, I'll have to like convert it into a coin to transfer it out. So we'll see that now. Go balance to coin. And now let's say let's just take in our savings stocks, and let me pass it as an immutable reference. And before I do this balance of coin, let me just talk about one function. Let me talk about another function. Let me talk about the function that is called take from balance. So let me talk about the take from balance function of it, where we can be able to like remove from this balance. So this savings we have here, we should be able to remove from it. So let me talk about that first. So let me call it take from balance. Now let me pass in my stocks, my saving stocks, and let me pass in the amount I want to take. Which you can see of that, see? Okay, so I'm savings, and I'm going to be putting the amount I want to take. So let me just put in a value of type U64 and change that off for now. So now let me say savings dot balance dot sorry, I'm using the wrong function. Sorry, it's supposed to be from the coin module, coin, then take. So coin take, they're going to be passing in our balance. So I'm going to be accessing savings dot balance, and next we're going to be passing in the value and also the financial context. So here, let me come here and pass the financial context. CTX and smooth text on text. Then I think here I have to pass in immutable reference on the balance. Then it returns a coin. So let's new coin. So right now we cannot transfer this coin. Transfer, and we probably transfer. We cannot transfer the coin objects to a recipient. So let me come here and let me specify a recipient. Which way of type address. So that is it. So what this function does is that it takes out of this balance. So let's say we have like a balance of 10 Sui here. It takes the required amount out of it and converts this balance to a coin. So this balance is not an object and can be transferred. So you have to transfer it to a coin. You have to convert it to a coin before you transfer it. So this function does that for you. So it takes from the balance and converts it to a coin. So it's that way it's easier. There's a way you can do that. Like you have to like get the balance first, then to balance that into coin. That's a really long scenario. So this is like easiest way to do that. Then the next function we're going to be talking about is the balance some coin. So let me see the balance to coin function. Let me see how we can do this. So the function I want to use right now is coin, then from balance. So this is the function we need. So let me see if I can get, let me save it. Let me see. I think I should be able to get savings dot balance dot split. So let me say I want to split the value. Let me just use 64. Then let me just call this flex new balance. is equal to this. So now I use like get out. So what I did now, this function we did here, we just removed it and converted the balance into a coin. This function just did that for us, like very simple, did that for us. So now this is a longer process. So what we're doing right now, first of all, we had to split the balance and get the one we want. So if you had like 5 Sui, we also like remove 2 Sui from it. So we put in the 2 Sui here, it gives us the balance. So what we have to do now, we want to convert this balance into a coin. So now let me say, let's new coin. So now if you look at it now, we converted it into a coin. I start passing the actual context. Then now we still have to transfer this new point to a recipient, or we can return it from our function. So I'll just be transferring the stuff, returning it. I just prefer transferring stuff into from my smart contacts. So this is it. But if you look at these two codes, they do the same thing. They do exactly the same thing. This is longer and this is more straightforward. So you mostly be using the stick. If you want to move from your pool, the security pool, I want to move from it, you just use the stick function. Rather than, unless maybe you might want to use this balance function. Like you might want to split the balance. We use this balance splitting. Maybe if you want to like move it from one object to another, so you can just maybe remove it first and put it into another. So I hope you understand what I'm talking about. And the next function I'll be talking about is coin to balance. So coin to balance. So now this function now, I would use it. Let's say I have this my savings object and I have a coin I want to add into it. I think, did I do that here? Come in. Let me see where I use this function. Okay, let me just show you what I was talking about again here. So now let's say I have a coin. I want to put in a coin. I want to save it. So I want to put it in my saving stock. What did I do? Then I pass in the point and paste a bit of tie coin put TW. I'm going to be passing on my saving, which is going to be a immutable reference of saving because we're going to like adding to it. So what I'll be doing before I can ready to put this coin into we're going to like put this coin into my savings, I have to convert it to a balance first. So how do I convert it to a balance? I have to do it coin then into balance, or I can just say coin dot into balance. Anyone works. Then I have my balance. So let's say coin balance is equal to this. Then I can now join it. So I can now say savings dot balance dot join. So I will now put in the new coin balance. We'll save it. Coin. Let me see. Savings dot balance dot join. Then it takes in the coin balance. So that's pretty it. So what we did here is that we passed in the coin, we had to convert it into a balance first before we could join it into our balance, because you can't just put the coin in, you can't just save the coin, you have to use the coin balance like do whatever we want to do. Let's say if you want to transfer it outside the to somebody or make it a public shared object, you now have to convert it back into a coin. You have to convert the balance back. into a coin. So now, instead of doing this, let me show you a simpler way of putting this coin into a balance. Very easy. Instead of you to convert it to a balance first, then now convert the balance. Now I have to join the balance into another balance. Let me show you a simpler way of doing that, which is putting a coin into a balance. So I'll call this function put coin into balance. And now let me still bring in this coin and my savings. So this time, what will I do? I'll just get the put function from the coin updates, from the coin body, and I'll just have to pass in a immutable reference of my balance. So I'll put in and mute savings dot balance, and I'll pass in my coin. That's pretty straightforward. So if it was easy, so this is just like in one line of code. Why this for just like 2 lines of code, and this is more straightforward. This might be confusing, but this is way more straightforward. When you're getting your code, it makes your code straightforward and less output, meaning that you don't have to like read a lot to confuse you. So that's it for this series. It was a pretty long series. I think this is the longest video I've ever made, but I'm going to be breaking down into different parts. So we spoke about a lot of functions, and it's like the core questions. I was not able to talk about all, but I talked about the major ones you're going to be leading. So it was like a long series and a long ride. So that's the end of this tutorial video. I would advise you should go and play with all these functions, try to like see what you can do with them, try to call them, see how they work. I would not be using that for you. I want you to do that yourself, because you don't need to learn is to practice and practice it. So that's when you will learn better. So that's it for this series and this tutorial video for like the coin operations. In the next video, you might be talking about the metadata management of a coin. So that's all. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial video. This was a very long series. If you have any question, feel free to like drop it in the comment section, or you can reach out to me. My social media handles are open and in the description below. So reach out if you need any help. I'm willing to help you. So that's it. Thank you very much. See you on the next video. Bye.